Bateman Show. My name is Jamari Rosberg, and I'm here with David Bell.
What's up, man?
What's up? What's going on?
Man, I got a whole lot.
Hey man, hold on, man. You can't take over my show, man. Look, come on, get up out of here, man. What you think you got going on, man? You can't just.
This my show.
Nah, this ain't your show, man. You can't be taking over. You can't just do what you want to do. Man. What's going on? Welcome to the Bateman Show. How you gonna start the camera before me? What's going on though? You know what I'm saying? Everything. But excuse me, we got a little technical difficulties once again. But you know what I'm saying? Today's show is being brought to you by the Whitfield Brothers Entertainment and CMD Construction. You know what I'm saying? The night show down at the Diamond Club. You already know. You know what I'm saying? We got Drizzy on July the 1st. You know what I'm saying? Return to Cardi B. The Glass House on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? The boys taking over the Glass House on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? It's different music. Jay's is set for Sunday, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Branch out, check that joint out, you know what I'm saying? Like, different music, you know what I'm saying? Different people, you know what I'm saying? Different spot, you know what I'm saying? Ain't taking nothing for Jay's. Shout out to Jay's, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's my spot too, but you know what I'm saying? Just letting y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? We got stuff going on Sunday at the Glass House too, you know what I'm saying? Today's show is also being brought to you by Jason Cox, Price Right Shampoo Service. Anything you want to shampoo, anything that need to be shampooed or can be shampooed, you know what I'm saying? Contact this man over Facebook, you know what I'm saying? I want to say this too. The city was lit this weekend, you know what I'm saying? I want to shout out everybody with their birthdays, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Buddy Boys was like Crenshaw. Buddy Boys look like the old Jamaican spot or something, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy JT down there, Buddy Boys, you know what I'm saying? It was lit down there, you know what I'm saying? And look, shout out to all the birthdays, Little Cleo, Rose Bryant, you know what I'm saying? Pug, Jessica Lawson, you know what I'm saying? Jersey, Neat, you know what I'm saying? And man, I want to give you know what I'm saying, despite of yesterday, you know what I'm saying, as far as with the Truth Cookout, you know what I'm saying, we did. You know, we lost one yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I want to take the time to give him a shout out, you know what I'm saying? Any left pat?
You know, share your viewership. Hopefully we can get some more indie left packites out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get on this information.
Right.
What's, going on around the community or whatever.
Yeah, just keeping everybody knowledgeable, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of stuff. If y'all don't understand, it's a lot of stuff politically, a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, outside that we don't have the knowledge of. We don't study that. We really ain't even concerned with it because we, you know what I'm saying, just stuck with our selfish lives every day, you know what I'm saying? But you got people like Any Left Pack, you know what I'm saying, that's care for the hood, the people itself, you know what I'm saying? He care, he's in there, you know what I'm saying, he's studying every day. He's making moves to try to better us, and he's not even really recognized. He ain't coming to you and asking for nothing or nothing. He doing it for you, but you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? And that's major, you know what I'm saying? Because we need somebody, you know what I'm saying, to stay on point for us, you know what I'm saying, to let us know, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that we don't be into. Because all we know is, you know, hood stuff, you know what I'm saying, who sleeping with Kiki and who knocked out Boo Boo and, you know what I'm saying, and all that, you know what I'm saying. We ain't mindful of the stuff that we really need to be mindful of, you know what I'm saying. So, well, some people is, you know what I'm saying, but I'm saying as a body of whole, you know what I'm saying, we not. And this man right here, he's our mouth, you know what I'm saying. He represents us. He goes through and do stuff. I'm talking about fighting, going to jail, all types of shit behind us for trying to stand up for us, you know what I'm saying. So when y'all see that man in the street, y'all show that man some love, you know what I'm saying. Donations, anything, look out for the man, because, you know, he looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? But man, what's your take on the violence, man, in our city, man?
I'm gonna take a deep breath, cause that's a real. Yeah, I didn't vote for BJ Murphy. So the violence. First, I want to give condolences to Antonio Hines' family and friends. Now, in the left pack, personally, you know, I might have a different take from the regular version or the regular take that you might hear. And the reason why is because it's always systematic issues that we often overlook because we so caught up in our own lives, and it's a big ring of poverty going on around Kinston. I could sit up here and I could blame the parents, I could do all that, but I don't know that man, and I don't know. I might know his parents, you know, or be in the circle because we kind of know everybody in Kinston, but I'm not gonna sit up here and condemn that man's parents. You know, I've heard people doing that all day today, talking about the parents this, parents that. Sometimes children, you know, no matter how they were raised, made bad decisions. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not always the parents' fault. But I do understand, you know, the aspect of what people are saying about good parenting. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, like I said, the systematic issues don't get discussed in the length and that it needs to be amongst ourselves, because I can sit here and talk about different systematic issues that affect black people all day. But at some point, like, we have to look in the mirror and look at ourselves and look at what we doing. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, y'all did the Truth Cookout and this happened on the same day. That was very disappointing to me, looking at people that came from my era around the same age, you know, trying to do something for the community and try to bring people together. And then the younger people got this going on. So what that showed me was there was a disconnect between people my age, which is only about between 35 and 40 years old, with these younger guys. You know, so that made me have to go back to the drawing board and think about maybe, you know, what we could do as, you know, the older guys in the community that's not too old and ain't too young for them to be able to listen to. You know, everybody got their own little thing they're doing, and like I said, it still boils back down to the systematic issues of poverty, a lack of the political representation that we do have, speaking out and creating programs and creating avenues for these young people to do. Like, for instance, Levin Hines just supposedly got $108,000 to do renovations down there. Mm-hmm. Me, Thorough, a lot of other people, you know, lobbied for that to happen. We put pressure on them by sharing what Levin Hines really looked like on Facebook and talking about the issues that come out of people not having anything to do. Well, what they did was, while we weren't watching, while everybody was cheering, thinking that, oh, that's great, they got $108,000. If you go down there today, there's no playground equipment out there. Somebody told me it's supposed to be coming, but we were discussing this way back in August of last year. Now, I done seen them build all kind of stuff on the west side and on Heritage Street. They done put a new ATM machine out there and all kind of stuff is going on. I just don't understand why they took the money and destroyed the basketball court. They destroyed the swimming pool. Kingston is sending people to the NBA like it ain't nothing. Why would you tear down a basketball court in that area where these kids are coming from?
And why the courts ain't better?
Yeah, it only take I could have fixed that court. I could have went to Lowe's, bought some new paint, bought some nets, and fixed that court up for less than $5,000.
That was something major. Somebody out of the city could have did. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we did.
Yeah, but when it come down to it, Bank Man, it's like our tax dollars are not being spent in the right place. And that's what it still boils back down to political representation. I look at the city people and the city leaders, what they do is they outsource our tax dollars, which are 70% African American, and they usually use all white companies. Like for instance, they was trying to bring businesses to Kingston. They hired a consulting company called Retail Strategies. This company was in Birmingham, Alabama, y'all. The last thing that I remember coming out of Birmingham, Alabama, were 4 little girls or 5 little girls getting born in the church. I went and researched the company. They had 25 employees, and all of them were white. So you mean to tell me you outsourcing all the way to Birmingham, Alabama, and bringing in all white company and give them 70% black tax dollars? They were asking for a 10-year contract for us to keep paying. I think they paid them $42,000. They went to Vegas to a business conference and came back with 0 businesses. But what they did come back with was a slideshow, a PowerPoint slideshow of data from the 2005 census, which that's not acceptable. I Googled them in 5 minutes and found out who they were, said something about it in the city council meeting. Mayor B.J. Murphy told the lady that she did not have to respond to my questions because I wasn't a member of this community. So, like I said before, it's all about locally. Like we really have to use the power of our votes, and when people don't do what they're supposed to do, we got to hold them accountable. You know, they come around to the churches, they come around asking for your vote, and everybody's all hyped up thinking that this person gonna change stuff. Well, I don't see it. It looked to me like they joining the same white supremacist power structure that has driven the income inequality gaps to #1 in the state. Like that's an issue. We 73rd in the nation out of all these towns in America in poverty and income inequality gaps. Like that sounds like we need new leadership. Cause we had black people on the city council and they've been watching this for years. Like that didn't happen overnight. That happened over years of them giving who they want jobs, which was through that whole nepotism argument that was happening a couple of months ago. But see, that's disguised. Like they try to make it seem like they changed the policy, but the policy that already existed was discriminatory. I know a young man right now who went to the BLT, the BELT, the police program, and scored real high. I mean, on his shooting exercises, his driving exercises, scored very high, and wasn't allowed to become a police officer because they said that his family, people that was in his family background, had too extensive of a criminal history. So you deny a athlete who excelled at Kingston High, scored very high, never been in any trouble because you don't like his family. That's discrimination, people. And this is the type of thing, that's what's driving the income inequality gaps to what they are, because they're not being fair and equal and giving people jobs. You know, they might give you a Sanderson farm job or an $8 or $9 or $10 an hour job, but what is that gonna do? You know what I mean? When the light bill is higher than your rent, So we got a whole lot of issues going on.
A lot of issues, but like if let's just say if you know what I'm saying, if any left pack had the right power, what would be the solution to the violence? What would you what or how would you address that?
Well, personally, I would look at a plan that a couple of my consultants we created, and I actually was one of his programs and his platform that we use to try to make him more electable, which is the restorative justice program. And what that is, it's about having programs and other employers you have. The reality is in Kinston, people are committing crimes. And with the way the judicial system is set up, it's easy before a young black male is 18, they already have a felony. So, you know what they say, once you get a felony, you're not going to be able to get a job. Right. But we need to change that, you know what I mean? Because people still got to live out here. Right. People still have families, they still have expenses. And if you keep them keep them from being able to get a job,
keep the same crime.
They're going to resort to crime. And as long as the poverty level continues to rise, the crime is going to continue to rise. I may not have a direct solution that's just going to stop the crime all in one, but we have to look at the systematic issues that are causing the crime, and I would attack that. I would attack the fact black people names on them like C.H. Bynum, J.H. Sampson. Like, they're trying to close these because of the name. Because if young black kids ask their parents, well, dad, who is C.H. Bynum? He said, well, son, that was the first black doctor in Kinston. A kid might get the idea in his mind that he could be a doctor. Right. But what we see right now going on in the country are the disrespect of President Obama. Every single time you turn on the TV, it's like they don't want anybody else to be inspired to do better or do more things. It's just like how they do with the slave movies.
I ain't never seen a president disrespected in no type way. You know what I'm saying? Like, once they was up there until homeboy, man. I mean, I'd seen the little shit with Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying? With Monica Lewinsky or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? That was like the high point. But he had to do something before they started shooting.
Yeah, he deserved all the disrespect he got. And I wish people would have been more aware of some of those programs that he had that were bad deals, like NAFTA, that whole trade agreement, the whole 3 strikes law. You know what I mean? Like, that sent a lot of people away. And what people don't understand about the 3 strikes law was him and his wife and other people, they were investing in the private prison industry. So what that meant was, when they talk to the judges like, look, you got to send me some more people to jail so I can get paid.
You got to send me some more cattle.
Yeah,
that's how you look at. Hold on, let me take off right there, because a lot of people look at, you know what I'm saying. A lot of people look at prison like, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's sitting there like they really giving you rehab when you go to prison. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you just a number in prison. They don't care nothing about you, and then you thinking that your tax money pays enough to just for them to get by. But you can believe that we in prison you eat the bottom, the lowest produce, the lowest produce. You get certain foods, you know what I'm saying, don't even taste right. You got people like me every day in the kitchen where they just hire on daily, probably don't even know how to cook or certain things like that, you know what I'm saying? So that day the meal might not be fit for you, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, you might want to choose something else to eat. Yeah, it's consequences and stuff out here, but you know what I'm saying, once you in prison, it's like you cattle. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying, it's modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Very inhumane.
You know what I'm saying? And And that's something that need to be looking at, because even with that, even though they pump you and they throw you in there, what do they do to really rehabilitate you once you come out? It's nothing for it. Maybe bigger cities, bigger places, but here in Kingston, you know what I'm saying, it's no rehab. When they come out, it's back to what they know. You know, you're gonna stay out. This the routine. You're gonna stay out 2-3 months. You're gonna put in all the application you can. You're gonna do Central Fall. You're gonna do Smithfield. You're gonna do, you know what I'm saying, all the main joints. Then you're gonna go to Bojangles, McDonald's, and all that. But just as soon as that joint ain't picking up in 3, that's 90 days. I heard 90 days. You ain't got no money in your pocket. You ain't got no means of nothing. Nothing.
Well, see, that's where my restorative justice program comes in. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, we presented it. I emailed it to city manager, a couple other people inside city government, and I ain't gonna say it was ignored. I just feel like they didn't want to accept it from me, because I saw some of my points from the program being used and being given to other people and make it look like it was their program. So I'm okay with that though, because I understand African Americans or Africans had everything stolen from us anyway in history. So that's what happens. But yeah.
But that's what it is. As you know, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I just did had an interview with Thurl Brent. Shout out to the boy Thurley Worley. You know what I'm saying? He was down there at City Hall. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was speaking on me about, you know what I'm saying, Gordon Vermillion. He resigned. You know what I'm saying? And the whole process about, you know what I'm saying, about them selecting somebody else to come in. You know what I'm saying? But what's your political perspective of like that whole thing? Because I felt like instead of, if they voted them in, this man resigned, and you was chosen by vote, but once he resigned, now you are selected by a certain amount of people. Why didn't the votes come back?
Well, I guess that's the process, you know, and I guess that's the rules. But that brings me to another point, which Kingston has a lot of issues on voting rights. You know what I mean? For those that don't know, I did go to jail for that back in 2013.
Boy, go to jail right now
because they were turning people away from the polls. I was videoing it, and people's testimonies outside. I turned it in to Raleigh. The next day when I came out there, they sent the police.
And what ended up happening with that case?
Well, it ended up getting dismissed because they didn't want the evidence to come into court and they get exposed. You know what I'm saying? So, but back to your question, I want everybody to understand that just because you read something in the paper, it does not make it true. You have to understand that there are people behind the Kingston Free Press that are making articles happen, that are orchestrating these articles to make you believe a certain thing. And what you need to understand is the power of democracy. What is happening right now is a threat to democracy. That's all it is. I see a lot of people go on Thurl's page and say, well, oh, you got my vote, I'm gonna vote for you. Like, you're not voting. Like, just understand your vote has been taken away. Your vote does not count. It's a lot of issues going on with black votes. They always come up missing. Like, this is one of those places, you know. So I feel like it's a threat to democracy. I never respected Gordon Vermillion's candidacy. I ain't gonna say I didn't respect his candidacy. I didn't respect him winning because I don't think he won fair and square. I really don't think he won because we counted all the demographics during early voting. Like, for instance, 8 out of every 10 voters were black. There weren't even enough white voters for the numbers that they said come out, for them to come out. Now, is Gordon Vermillion a businessman that has done very well in Kingston? Yes, he has. But let's evaluate those businesses, though. Okay, he did a lot of vending machines. That's a lot of probably about 70-80% black workers who go put their money in the vending machine to get the sample. So there go black dollars again. I'm showing y'all the power of these black dollars. Okay. What's his other business he had? Do a lot of catering and stuff like that. You know, that's a lot of black dollars again, catering events for black events, you know, doing a lot of stuff. But either way, I just feel like him saying that we wrote.
Yeah.
Him, you know, saying he wanted to resign and saying the reason was he wanted to spend time with his grandkids. Like, dude, you didn't know that 5 months ago? Or you didn't know that back in November when you was talking junk to me and Thorough about how you know you won and all this, but you know, never, the newspaper never mentioned all the campaign ethics violations that they did during the campaign, like the company he owned, DEPS, having Thorough arrested at Governor McCory's event. That case still going on. We still going through court. They won't show up for court. We got to wait for them to bring witnesses. There are no witnesses. When you make up a crime, there is no witness. So this is still going on. Like, this is still impeding this man's life, and they just going on with life like it ain't nothing. They ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all got to wake up out here and understand that your votes don't count. Y'all got to make them count. Y'all got to fight and say, we want to vote for who we want to represent us. And the problem I have with the selection process, I actually got an A, B, and C for this. The newspaper said that if the city council members came to a tie and they couldn't agree on a consensus person, which I already think is bullshit. And yeah, I cursed, and I'm gonna get back to the business, but I had to curse to get some of the people that ain't normally into this type of talk to pull you in. Mm-hmm. So real nigga shit, and the bullshit is, how can they even be looked at as a tie when you don't know who the city council members might choose unless y'all already talking about who it might be? And how can it be a tie if there's no bipartisanship on the city council? I've seen times where Sammy Aiken voted alone. Robbie voted the other way. It's kind of shaky to see how Felicia gonna vote. I don't know. I know she talked about accountability in her campaign. Well, this might be a time where accountability gonna come into play. When you got 3 black city council people, not saying that they have to choose Thorough necessarily, but I would like to see a black person, you know, in that seat, because that's who deserved to be in the Gordon Vermillion seat anyway. And to say that if there was a tie, that B.J. Murphy would have the tiebreaker, let me tell y'all why I think his rights to have a vote on anything should be revoked. He should really be impeached at this point. Because the last time they had to do an appointment to the city council, they chose Will Barker, who turned out to be a child pornographer. Okay? Mm-hmm. B.J. Murphy went to his trial or his sentencing in support. And this man got kids. How you gonna go support a child pornographer? Then you want me to trust your choice? And then when I read the names in the paper, it's several people that they pick who have clear ties to the white supremacist power structure. So I don't know, you know, it's a lot of elements that's happening around that selection process that y'all really have to know about. Like, for instance, Governor McCory just selected Mayor B.J. Murphy to be on the career readiness board or whatever. You know, everybody in order to get a job now, you got to go take this CRC test and all this. Not like it used to be. You could just go out to the plant, fill out the application, get the job, boom, somebody train you, you work. Now you got to do all this other stuff where they could tell you, oh, you didn't score high enough, so you can't work on an assembly line. Like, who can't work on an assembly line? Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And then Governor McCrory appoints him to the Career Readiness Board, and the last, like I said, the last time there was an appointment, he made a bad decision. And looking at the numbers in Kinston of us being first in income inequality, like I don't trust him to be able to determine or be on the board that regulates who get a job and who don't. Because it's clear that he's been making sure that African Americans don't get the high paying jobs. That's what the numbers say. The UNC exclusion report came down here and told us that 3 years ago, and their numbers were based off 2005 data as well. So this has been going on long before these studies came out, and somebody is doing that. Those numbers did not come out by mistake or by default. It came through nepotism, and what we know about the people that run this town, it's a certain handful of people, and that's how Johnny Mosley and all these people lose by the same amount of votes, 28 or 27. That seemed to be the number. Because if you look at the numbers, how they had, Thurl was beating Kelly Jorman out in 4th place on election night by over 100 votes. There were only 51 absentee ballots out. So how is it after he tried to complain, the next day they come back with an article saying this the final numbers, Kelly Jorman ahead of him by 28. So she done made up over 100 and something votes and must have got all the absentee ballot votes, which is impossible. It's just a whole lot of crap going on, and
it's major.
It's real major that we start paying attention to what's going on, man, because it's a whole lot of other issues, and we could probably get into that.
Yeah, it's real. It's real in the political world, like you know what I'm saying. Anything outside of, basically what we're talking about locally, but as far as the political world that's occurring that the viewers might need to know about?
Yeah, I'm gonna start local. As y'all know, we got 7 white churches that have voting poll locations. We have 0 black churches with voting poll locations. I'm concerned about that because we got about 1,500 black churches.
All right.
Like, not one of y'all can get a vote in place. And you see all these voting issues, Dr. Barber and them up doing Moral Monday every Monday. Like, why y'all not following his lead and helping out? Like, why y'all sitting in there doing them placebo sermons every Sunday and not telling the truth about what's really going on out here in your community? Yeah, I can go put some money in your collection plate and sit back and listen to your philosophy of whatever faith is supposed to be. But, I want to have faith in my own people. I want to have faith in a system that promises me things that are inside the Constitution. But that's not happening. Like, that's not a reality to black people today. So it's so many issues going on. Like, it's more than just police terrorism that we're seeing. It's environmental terrorism. It's food wars going on. And when I say food wars, I'm talking about people like Monsanto and the GMO, genetically modified organisms or whatever we call it, going into the food and stuff that is not good for your body, not good for your health. You got a lot of that. You got a Monsanto grant that went to Cunningham Research Group out here in Kinston. So you could just imagine where those bad vegetables and fruits are going to go first.
Right.
But it's to the point now where those people are so greedy, they selling it to everybody.
It'll take it long.
But it'll definitely go to us first. Yeah. and the other environmental terrorism I want to talk about is neglect. Like, you go in the black areas of town and just look at how things are growing out of control. Like, that's a part of the gentrification process. So if they grow everything and make it so inhabitable to live in, and you look at it, you ride by, it's unattractive to investors' eyes. They're like, and then nobody wants to move over there, and then eventually people gonna want to move out because bears and other things are gonna come, and we already had that problem. So they're gonna eventually migrate to that area because, animals, wildlife like to hide in brush.
Right.
And if it's water around, that's where they're going to migrate to. You know what I'm saying? So that's a problem for me.
And speaking on the water, touch on the water supply system that you did the last time.
Man, look, if 232,125 gallons of wastewater spill, like we need to know about that, and we need to see some testing. We need to see a more extensive accountability and care from our 3 black city council members. Like I would like to see them do more follow up and more awareness and let people know what's going on with this water. Cause if you saw those Congress Capitol Hill hearings on the Flint issue, if you saw those answers that the EPA director and Governor Snyder were giving, that's not acceptable. You know what I mean? And to look at the Google Maps of where the Atkins tributary runs, it runs from up here by the hospital down southeast. Nothing west of Queen Street is affected by that wastewater spill. I mean, there's been several wastewater spills, and it's been known that they weren't even reporting them. Right. Then they go in there and say, "Oh, well, we didn't know we had to report it," and then make a joke like,
"Oh, it seem like it ain't nothing."
Or now I know if it's at least 1 cup, I got to report it like it's a joke.
One cup, but what about 1 drop?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They making light of the whole situation, you know what I'm saying? But that's a major issue, you know what I'm saying? One drop of waste would do it, but you saying a cup, like but in all actuality it was gallons.
It was millions of gallons, and they weren't even reporting it. So thank God somebody caught them, or else we'll still be going through the same thing today. And I'm pretty sure there's been more spills that they haven't reported. But it's just the fact that it's black people, and people want to say all lives matter. Well, I tell you this, and you can Indy Lil Pat stamp this: all lives will matter when black lives matter. How about that? Because black is included in all.
Okay, in the left pack, I hear a lot of black this, black that. What would you say to those that may classify you or try to say that you're a racist?
Well, I would challenge them because sometimes I hate niggas too. You know what I mean? And excuse me for using that word, but black people.
On the Bateman show, you already know.
Yeah, black people get on my nerves sometimes too. You know what I mean? Like the thing about that is, I'm not anti-white. I'm anti-white supremacy. There is a difference. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about the white supremacist power structure, like it's never gonna change. Like it hasn't changed. All they done was step up their attacks. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I got white friends. I have white consultants. I have a lot of white comrades that work with me in different areas as far as workers unions.
Shout out in
I want to shout out Dante Scavino with UE 150 Public Service Workers Union, Larcene Taylor, Ben Carroll, Peter Gilbert. It's so many others that I could shout out, but just off the top of my head. But those are a few key important people that'll be working with Kinston real close, trying to bring some equality. For people. Like we just did a workers forum with the workers at Caswell and Cherry Hospital or whatever, and some very interesting numbers came out of that meeting. I know they had Splash Jam with the radio going on there that day, but our meeting was actually before that. But the thing about Caswell Center is a lot of people are working overtime and they're not getting paid for it. And it came out, and when the numbers came out about how much Caswell Center actually had in their budget to hire more people so people wouldn't have to work overtime, it's astronomical. Like, and to know that you have people that are in politics that sit on their board, like, I ain't gonna say no names, but there's some political people that sit on their board. You know what I mean? And if they're not looking at these things, like, we have to question, why are we voting for these people when these terrible numbers keep tending to come out that don't work in our favor when we the majority of the taxpayer. That's not how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? I see the examples all over the country what's going on, you know what I mean? But at some point, black people gonna have to come together, even though I know that's like pulling teeth, you know what I mean? But it's either that or we die. And that's real to me. You know what I mean? I get disappointed a lot when people don't show up for my events, but I see them show up for every other event that ain't got nothing to do with nothing positive. Right. At some point, that's gonna get old too. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get tired, and I'm gonna say, you know what? Let me worry about David and do something for David. And then people gonna think, oh, he's selfish. Oh, he gotta go fund me. Oh, he just wants some money. No, I'm tired of doing stuff and people act like they don't care when a lot of these issues don't even have anything to do with me directly. I don't have to care about it. Right. But I care about my city and the people in it and the kids that's coming under me. Like, I don't want them to have to live in a town where the income inequality gaps is #1 in the state. Like, why would I encourage anybody to live here? Like for instance, they say, oh, people go to college and go away from Kinston and never come back home. You know why? Because the income inequality gaps is #1 in the state. Who gonna come back here when they can't get a job
and make the money that they going to for the career that they going to pursue?
Right, master's degree. Oh, you overqualified because you black. Right. You know, oh nah, you can't have this. Like for instance, the city manager right now. Last time I was at the city council meeting. Cause I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, cause I know y'all ain't seen me at the city council meeting lately. Cause you know what? I said the hell with them. I'm not finna keep going up there talking to them, begging them. I'm gonna just get out here and do the action. Cause every time I go and present something, I never get any feedback. They don't answer my questions. They doing illegal stuff. They don't want to own up to it. But last time I was there, I looked at the agenda. They was gonna discuss the city manager Tony Sears getting a raise. The lady that was up there talking about it, she looked in the crowd and seen my face. And I guess she was like, she kept turning back to the mic. She was like, well, we were gonna discuss Tony Sears' raise, but I think I'll send y'all those details over email. You know why she did that? Because she didn't want me to hear those numbers because she know I was gonna light that ass up. Okay? And so now he got a little assistant. I walked up to this, it's a black guy. Light skin, curly hair, not to say nothing against team light skin, but y'all know what that means. So I asked him, I said, where you from, brother? He had like he didn't want to talk to me. So he obviously been warned not to talk to David Bell, right? So I'm gonna talk to him anyway. You know what I mean? Because you getting paid by my tax dollars. Right. So
you gonna hear me.
Yeah, you new around here. Let me see who you are, what you know. So I say, where you from? He said, I'm from Aiden. Oh, so that's what they do when they go get black people. They outsource, again, they won't hire nobody that's right from here, that grew up here, just like the little young guy was telling you about that's trying to be a police officer. You got a guy trying to do something positive to help the community and be an example for these kids as a black cop with a good record. And like I said, he scored in the 90s in his shooting test, very high in his driving test, and his record is exemplary for just being a good person in the community. Denied because they don't like who some of his family members are, which he couldn't control who his family members were. So it's a lot of discriminatory issues going on. So I just challenge everybody, like, you don't have to be in the politics. You don't have to do what David Bell or Indy Lil Pat do. You just got to support, even if it's in silence.
And wake up. You
know what I mean? Like, these issues are real. We talking about water. We talking about something basic. Is water. You bathe. You got to drink this water. It's a whole. That's terrible. That could lead to a whole lot of other problems.
A bunch of problems.
So, and I think it really is because a lot of people are sick. We got the second highest cancer rate in North Carolina. So, a lot of those elements in water have been linked to cancer and digestive diseases and other diseases with mental retardation and other kind of stuff that's happening with kids. A lot of the what you call it it slipped my mind, but a lot of cognitive mental disorders that are happening to kids is probably from the water they're consuming, or maybe the food wars and the GMO Monsanto products. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta go back to that too. So I don't want to give y'all too much. You know what I mean? Y'all can always come on my page. I had to come on back. Man, you got any more questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got some.
Okay.
I want to speak on the African American music trail part.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That whole project, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get into what I'm gonna say. There are no Chinese people on the Japanese Hall of Fame. And what I mean by that is, if we're doing cultural heritage projects, white people should not be in charge of no African cultural heritage project, delegating to you what they're going to do and telling you what we're going to do for you. Because I don't see them asking any black person, what you think we should do about this boat downtown? How should we hook that up? Or all these Confederate soldiers, all this Confederate heritage like the Confederates won the war. Like, let me tell y'all something.
And look, speaking on the boat, I bumped into a guy, I can't call his name, but I'm gonna have him come to the show. But he's the original founder of that boat, well, parts of the boat when he was a child. He's around 50, 60 right now, maybe older. I don't remember his specific age, but him and his homeboys was the ones that went out on the news where they used to go swimming and just playing around and started finding parts to this same ship that you see down here. And he brought it, you know what I'm saying, they brought the parts and never got recognized for it. Go ahead.
And see, I'm not hating on nobody's heritage, you know what I mean, but you know, I understand that we in the South and there was a civil war and there were two sides to the war. But somebody lost, and it was the South. So when I go to Lovett's, for example, and I see Confederate fantail shrimp on the menu, I don't know how in the hell no shrimp gonna be Confederate, yo. So if I was to go in there and order the Union pork chops, you know what I mean? I should be able to do that. Or in our case, the Union chicken finger.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna need to order some of those. You know what I'm saying? Why ain't that on the menu? Ain't Union nothing nowhere in Kingston. So I'm just concerned with that. And the African American Music Trail part is like, you know, it's too many white people making money off the marketing and the promotions. I'm looking at how much money online is being sent down here for that project. Like, for instance, Golden Leaf Foundation, they often give out grant money to different towns for the greater good of communities. I looked it up online, and Golden Leaf donated, I think, like $89 or $92,000 for a performance stage at the African American Music Trail Park. That same stage ended up at Pearson Park. There's no black African American Music Trail concerts going on in Pearson Park. They just had a black review band a couple of weeks ago, but the only reason why they did that was because we put Adrian King on blast with Pride of Kingston. But see, once again, they getting black taxpayer dollars, keep borrowing black taxpayer dollars, never pay them back. BJ Murphy, he used to work there before he became mayor. So all he did by becoming mayor was make it easy for them to launder money through that organization. Like, they don't pay anything back. He renting out 19 office spaces at $400 a month. That's almost, $7,200 a month, almost 90. I don't know the number, but it's a lot of money that you can pay back something. You know what I'm saying? So back to that African American Music Trail though, like, I want y'all to go out there and just look at some of the stuff that they have engraved into the cement. Like, it's one statement out there that I think is just so disrespectful. And, you know, when I was in those meetings before they did all this stuff, like, we spoke against it. And they kicked me and another lady named Debbie Gray. She an artist around here. She actually wrote the package for Maceo Parker to get the North Carolina Cultural Heritage Award. They kicked both of us out of the meetings and told us not to come back because we were asking questions about certain stuff that didn't look right or we didn't think it appealed to African American culture because it's white people making the decisions and getting all the money. So it's a statement out there engraved in the cement. It says, when we was in the field, when all else failed, we would just strike up a tune. Like, we were just singing.
Old nigga spiritual.
Right.
It don't go right. You know what I'm saying?
I said, this about...
Swing low.
Right.
Sweet chariot.
Those were not songs.
We just spark up a tune.
Yeah, that was not a song of happiness, by the way, back in the day. I don't know who telling the story, but see, that's what's wrong with history right now. They tell the story. They don't tell the blatant, the real story about what white supremacy was and all the terrible terrorist acts that they really did to us. You know what I mean? Because that's why we in the psychological state that we are right now. You know what I mean? Right. But
and it's basically like brainwash, but it ain't like they brainwash you at one time. It's over a period of time. You know what I'm saying? They put you in their system. They put you into the act of. You know what I'm saying? Continuously, and then you start thinking like that. Then you apply that to your neighbors and community and your way of thinking, and it wildfires. You know what I'm saying? So you know how when somebody catch a buzz, what's your name? Slap shit out and what's your name last night at Butterwood, and you know what I'm saying? 5 minutes later, it'll be all over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like a wildfire, and then they stuck to that, and that's what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta make your own opinions, and you know what I'm saying? You gotta really think through stuff, because the only thing we thinking on is hood stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take your mind to a broader horizon, man. You gotta take your mind. You gotta send your mind out there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to bring with the show. I'm steady showing you people that's into stuff that's like you. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going on. I steady bring you shows every day, Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of them, you know, might not cater to that, but majority of them do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what my aim is. And speaking on and with the aim, that's enough to show you that, you know what I'm saying, Kingston, you know, we doing our thing out here, and you got some good people in good places that, you know what I'm saying, can do stuff. All we need to do is come together with that, you know what I'm saying? But everywhere, we gonna end it right here. Everywhere I see signs that says Kingston on the way. Kingston is on the way.
On the way to what?
Are we on the way?
On the way to hell. and I'm sorry if I offended any of my pastoral Christian religious friends with a couple of the explicitors. I say curse words, whatever you want to call it. I'm very sorry. I just get passionate sometimes. And you know, when you say Kingston is on the way, when I look at income inequality gaps being number one in the whole state, a certain part of Kingston is on the way.
It's already on the way. You can see that.
Yeah.
And what about us? What about the side that we live on?
Right. That's not on the way. That's on the way to gentrification, and like I said, on the way to extinction or hell. That's what it looked like to me. It's desolation almost. And it was a line in a movie that said you can't create desolation and call it peace. You know what I mean? So when you see all this violence and all this other stuff coming on, like Kingston is not on the way. Heritage Street, yeah, that's on the way, and they made their way, and there are no black businesses over there. Like, they got a Sugar Hill Pizza. The same people who own that own Captain's Corner. That's one of the whitest establishments in Kingston. How you gonna take the name Sugar Hill from the history of what Sugar Hill was and put it in an all-white business district? Something wrong with that. Now, is it black people's fault that we don't do group economics and come together and build our own somewhere? Yes. So you can't keep blaming white people all the time, because it ain't all white people. It's just a certain handful of white supremacists that get together and plan for stuff the same way we can get together and plan and do our own thing. Like, we got to support people like Bankman, CMD Investment. I don't care what people got to say about somebody's personal life. You got to look at the aspects of who can hire people, who is hiring people that nobody else will hire.
Right.
So shout out to them boys too for, matter of fact, sponsoring the show and all the good things that they're doing in the community with the give backs and, you know, like I said, hiring a lot of black males that are basically unhireable in the other system that we looking at. And so shout out to them.
And speaking on them, you know what I'm saying, shout out to the Whitfield brothers, y'all already know, you know what I'm saying, but speaking on them, you know what I'm saying, the hardest I was going with the show, you know what I'm saying, they recognized it and came to me, you know what I'm saying, you know, just to make sure I'm straight, to help me with my show, because they seen what it can do, they seen the potential of it, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, in the inside, you know what I'm saying, they helped me out with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, putting together shows, you know what I'm saying, they helped me out with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and that's major, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of negative stuff shot their way, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to them haters too, man. It was a lot of haters that came out, you know what I'm saying, this weekend, you know what I'm saying, got real, you know, they got their courage juice in them, you know what I'm saying, that started, you know what I'm saying, speaking their little feelings. Your opinions is your opinions, you know what I'm saying, that's what it is, but you know what I mean, like, I just seen a lot of, you know, a lot of feelings came out, you know what I'm saying. I expect that, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, to a point of, you know, I don't think I do nothing to build hate. I thought I do everything, you know what I'm saying, but you're gonna get hate with whatever you do, but that's, I mean,
it's good to know who the haters are.
Oh they came out
good information.
And it was some, you know what I'm saying, some of them, you know what I'm saying, cause, you know, one person that came out, you know what I'm saying, I was like like a god to her, you know what I'm saying, but she got her feelings, and I mean, she just pulled her little heart out about, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that was going on, you know what I'm saying, the Bankman show, and how, you know, how I ain't took off yet, and, you know, that was her mindset, you know what I'm saying, and this what it is. When I did this, yeah, everybody want to take off, yeah, everybody want to blow, but I did this off of me, you know what I'm saying, I did this because I wanted to, so whether I blow or not, you know what I'm saying, I'm at the point right now where, you know what I'm saying, I feel good about what I've done, just doing it locally. You know what I'm saying? If I don't do no more Bankman shows, I accomplished what I set out to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's to open eyes and wake up, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the love I got, you know what I'm saying? All my Bankman Jones TV show fans, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that come to me genuinely and speak their real and let me know they like what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Because I get that a lot too. You know what I'm saying? And those that I touch at home, you know what I'm saying? And those, like, they've been coming at me telling me about you know, the 6 o'clock news. Like, they was like, man, we don't even tune into the 6 o'clock news, but we tuning into your show. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So that's major. So shout out to all of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in closing, man, I mean, talk to them, bro.
Well, y'all can find me on Instagram at Mr. Indy Left. That's MrIndyleft. MrIndyleft. And it's all one word. And I'm David Bell on Facebook. I got a YouTube channel called The Indy Left. TheindyLeft on YouTube. I got a lot of stuff that'll be coming. I don't really want to talk about it right here because people like to steal ideas. So you'll see it when it comes out. Stay tuned in to the page. I'm going to always promote events. And shout out to all the promoters out here. I know it was a lot of hate going on and a lot of competition. I just want to say one thing to everybody. Like, as black people, we're going to have to come together on this group economics. Because that's the only thing that matters. People say, well, David, when you going to do more? When y'all going to do boycott this or boycott that? We can't boycott nothing right now because if we boycott, we don't have any other black businesses to go to and spend our money. So that's not seriously realistic right now to me. We might can pick one business and say we're going to boycott it and send a message, but it's got to be a collective. But before we have to do boycotts and take a play out of the ancestors book, which is always great, I think we need to concentrate more on black group economics and coming together and supporting each other, and try to find more positive venues for these teenagers around here. Because I mean, the issues are not going anywhere. The income inequality gaps are not going to change. until you change your leadership and hold the leadership that we do have accountable. So at the end of the day, you might see Indy Leopack run for something real soon. It ain't going to be this year. It's probably not going to be next year. And it's probably not going to be the year after that. But you will see me in some shape or form, even if it's just campaign management or helping groom other younger candidates as to, the political scene and what's going on. But I'm going to always keep y'all updated on what's going on politically or whatever I feel like I'm mad about. I know y'all think I'm the angry black man. Well, guess what? Hell yeah, I be angry about some shit sometimes. And there go my mouth again. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, man, y'all keep tuning into the Bankman Show and supporting me and whoever doing something positive in the city. Always get behind that. It's gonna be a lot of back to school give backs. I think Clementi Mills over at Mills Funeral Home is doing a big thing for the kids and a big give back. I'm pretty sure CMD is doing that.
CMD is definitely doing it. You know what I'm saying? We're going live Bankman with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're definitely doing that.
And another thing I want to shout out Clementi Mills about, he don't like me to talk about it, but I have to talk about it because it's greatness in the community. He actually went to Loving Hines one morning and took the kids breakfast and saw they didn't have any snacks and all that. But they got $108,000 supposedly, and they didn't have that. So he provided that. Nobody asked him to do it. He didn't make no big public spectacle of it. I said something about it because I'm a community-oriented activist. So when I see people doing good things, I'm going to say something about it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Clementi.
Shout out to Clementi, man.
You know what I mean? That was a big deal right
now. Man, he done did something for me personally too, man. You know, he's a all-around good dude, man. And you know what I'm saying? Definitely, you know what I'm saying? I've been having you in mind to come to the show, but I know you're a busy guy, you know what I'm saying? I was going to reach out and touch you, but, you know what I'm saying? Just consider that, keep that in mind, bro. But I thank you for everything you did for me, you know what I'm saying? You already know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? He's a real good dude. And I appreciate you coming to the show anytime, like, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the ones that you definitely going to see come back continuously over and over and over to my show, because whether y'all know it or not, me and this man go way back. You know what I'm saying? Way back, and we link, you know what I'm saying? Way back. So, you know what I'm saying? That means something within itself, but him being my spokesman, you understand what I'm saying? On stuff that I ain't need, you encourage me to get more knowledgeable, you know what I'm saying? Like to look into things that I don't know about or stuff that I take for granted every day. You know what I'm saying? That's major, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Glad I can help, man.
You got my support any type of way, bro. You ever need me, you know what I'm saying? You got my support. Call me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I can do, you know what I'm saying? You got my support all the way down. And anytime you ready to come on the Bankman Show and enlighten my peoples, man, you know what I'm saying? You know you got it, man. For sure. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna do Bankman for the day, man. Y'all already know, man. Listen, knowledge is the key, man. You know what I'm saying? Unity, man. We got to come together, man. We gotta get our stuff right, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a stand. You know what I'm saying? And save our city, man. You already know, Bankman.